be excellent to each other and party on. We're back for another Legacy League, and today we're playing BUG Kaito Control. Kaito is awesome. You can ninjutsu him in, and then he does damage, and it's guaranteed value if you're able to surveil after doing some damage. And when you ninjutsu a creature back to your hand, sometimes that creature can give you even more value when you cast it a second time. I'm looking at Ice-Fang Coatl, which is the reason to splash green here. It's instant speed, unlike Strix. It's not always death touchy, but if you do a little bit of work and play some snow basics, you can get a death touchy. And it has flash, which is great. For instep, you can just wait until you're sure your opponent's not going to cast that game-winning sorcery. Bam, put Ice-Fang out. Bam, ninjutsu Kaito in. So when we're playing green, we also get access to Witherbloom command, which is very powerful. It can get rid of Chalice of the Void. It can get rid of a flip Tamio. It can get rid of Orcish Bowmasters. A lot of pesky permanents that our opponents can put onto the table. And backing all this green up, we just have really powerful blue and black spells. We've got 4 Orcish Bowmaster to keep the coast clear of other Orcish Bowmasters. We've got 4 Tamio. We've got a Snapcaster Mage, which can play back our best spells. And we've got 2 Brazen Borrower. We have very, very minimal tempo here. We don't have any dazes, but we do have 2 Spell Pierce and 3 Wastelands, which can be recurred through Witherbloom command. So we could potentially get 5 or more activations. And Tamio is really powerful. When you buy back a green spell, instant or sorcery, you get additional mana from her, which is text that rarely comes up, but it is very cool when that happens. So this deck is going to try to control our opponent and gradually check all the boxes so we can get Kaito onto the table and win with Kaito. It is our primary win condition. We may be able to, drain our opponent's life and ping them with Bowmasters and kill them through those means, but primarily we're just going to want to control them. Let's talk about controlling them. So we've got the 2 thoughtseize, the 2 Spell Pierce, the 2 Nihil Spellbombs to attack a lot of the combo decks, and then for fair decks, we've got the 4 Fatal Push, and we can always buy some tempo if we need to with the Brazen Borrowers. The sideboard is 4 Consigned to Memory. I am playing a single Harbinger of the Seas. It is a little harder to cast Harbinger of the Seas in a 3-color deck, but I think it is worth playing one of. We've got 3 Hydroblast for the Moon Stompy decks. We've got 2 Force of Negation. Since we're not playing Daze, I want to make sure we have plenty of counter magic. We've got Pernicious Deed. This is so powerful against Death and Taxes, against Painter, any permanent heavy kind of combo deck or fair deck. This should come in. And then we've got 2 Carpet of Flowers. Our deck is pretty mana intensive. We should be able to use all the mana we can get. And we've got 2 Grafdigger's Cage. Now, I'm only playing 19 lands, which a traditional control deck plays 20 lands. But I think these carpets can come in against tempo decks and essentially serve as lands 20 and 21. So I'm pretty excited about having those. As always, we're going to play a full 5 rounds. Stay tuned. See you in round 1. Round 1, we're up against a likely mono-black aggro player, which is a really cool archetype that I'm excited to face. We can't face with this hand. We're going to have to mulligan this. All right, this is great. So I think the Wasteland goes back. We may not need to use it at all. Let's take a look at their likely deck. You can see they barely play any lands that are wastable, and we don't generally want to be firing lands in their direction anyway. I like the idea of maybe going get the green surveil, and then we can fetch and we can immediately Witherbloom to buy back a land. That seems strong. It's possible they go after our graveyard with Douthie, in which case we could potentially do a combination of Bowmasters and Witherbloom to take it out, but that is a big mana play. I don't know actually that Nihil Spellbomb matters a lot here, but they do play Troll. They do play 4 Reanimate. Yeah, I'm going to keep it around. Our opponent has mulliganed as well. I think I'm just going to get an island and drop the Spellbomb just to be mana efficient. I am going to want to get all my basics on the table. I realize that makes Witherbloom harder to cast here, but I don't want to get wasted out of the game, and they do have a lot of Wastelands. They also have Opposition Agent. Yeah, that's something to think about too. We could just get Hedge Maze and line up our next land. I think that's totally fine. That helps us line up the next land. I think that's fine. I'm going to keep that. So we got Ponder on top. Unless they Dark Ritual, they can't troll immediately. If they do troll somehow through Dark Ritual, that would be really scary. Swamp Cycle and then reanimate the troll. I do want to get this Nihil Spellbomb down for sure. Oh, Island, they're not playing this. They're playing something else. Okay, great. So I think until we know more about what they're doing, I think I'm just going to play... I'll play this out, and I'm going to ponder to see if I can line up another land. Okay, these are great cards. I think we take them all. Kaito, we're not necessarily ready for, but we can be ready at a moment's notice with Tamiyo. We also have the Tamiyo Brainstorm combo. So I'm going to I'll take the land this turn because they might have a thoughtseize or something like that. We're getting some lag, unfortunately, and this deck is slow, so it's possible we go to time if we continue to get a ton of lag. Just a heads up. Okay, so we drew the land, and I'm just going to chill. We have lots of things we can do next turn depending on what they do. Okay, there's the troll. All right, well, I'm going to look like a fool if they're just on blue-black Reanimator because I could have totally played out this Nihil Spellbomb here. All right, that doesn't reanimate stuff. So now I am definitely going to play out the Nihil Spellbomb this turn. I guess I will shuffle away. I'll play the Tamiyo. Well, I can't play Tamiyo and Protector. I think I'm just going to get some basics flowing here. I'm just going to basic and then Spellbomb. Just want to make sure that doesn't get dazed. They are forcing that, so they almost certainly have some sort of reanimation effect they're drawing to. This does make me want to go ahead and just play out the Tamiyo, just so I've got something going on. I understand that, like, if I'm patient, but I don't know that I can afford to be patient here. I'm going to get the Underground Sea. This Witherbloom is really inconvenient. Yeah, I just want some forward momentum here. They don't seem to have days, because that would be like a pretty easy days. They may have Animate Dead here. We don't really have anything in our deck that deals with Troll other than the 2 Brazen Borrowers. So if this is Animate Dead, we can Witherbloom and kill it, but we have to find a Witherbloom or find a green source. That would probably be our best draw. We might even brainstorm into it after we attack. Drawing the second Tamiyo is not the greatest. We have a card we can put back though. Let's go ahead and do this now. Okay, this doesn't help. I mean, the borrower helps a lot for sure. Yeah, unfortunately, Tamiyo is going to go down here. We can play out the second Tamiyo. I mean, I don't want to shuffle away the Witherbloom. I think we do shuffle away the Witherbloom, though. There's a possibility they just waste this out from under us and we're really far from doing anything with it. Go ahead and put this push on top. I think we actually want to hold this Tamiyo just as another card, because next turn we have to borrow this back to hand, I think, sadly. And we need to make sure that works. Yeah, we're in a tough spot. It's unlikely that Nihil Spellbomb ever would have resolved. They probably had that force in their opener. Okay, well, the good news is they have a lot of cards. They are going to kill our Tamiyo here. So she generated a clue, so it's not good that she didn't do any other value. I think the game is basically over if we don't get this out of play. So I will force a daze. Okay, that worked. That feels good. All right, and now we just hope they don't draw Wasteland so we can draw through these kind of meh cards. So they're going to go ahead and Troll Cycle, which is fine. Bowmasters is fine. I'll just Bowmaster it. Again, like, since we can answer it and we have plenty of life, I think we just chill with our force. I think if they had a daze, though, they would have used it. They put a force into their yard. Okay, good. I will get into a force fight over this Bowmaster for sure. Uh-oh. The second one we probably have to stop. It's going to do a lot of damage. We do technically have a fatal push for it, but I think it's simpler to just try to counter it. If they daze here, it's backbreaking. Okay, they didn't daze. If they reanimate it, that's also backbreaking. But they're going to do that after combat, so we'll take a little less. There's the Witherbloom command we knew about. I'm just going to go ahead and do this now. I'm not going to wait. And my reasoning is we don't want them to draw a daze. Okay. We're somewhat stable. If we find a green source, we're like really good. But like the game, we're getting close to the point in the game where we're favored. But with the reanimation effects, it's hard to know for sure. I'm just so glad they didn't Kaito. I was worried when they started tapping that they had Kaito. Please give me a green source. Okay, Brainstorm. We do have Fatal Push, but I need to find the land. Okay, that worked. Okay, so I think we put Force back. I'm going to put Fatal Push back. And I think we put Ice-Fang back. We've worked through 2 of them, but they could just reanimate one at any time. I'm going to try to find... if we find a fetch that's perfect. I don't think a Wasteland is good enough. I'm going to any order shuffle. Okay, another Bowmasters isn't terrible. I'm going to offer... No, I'm not going to offer the trade. I'm going to keep my material. I just need to stay alive. So it's awkward that we don't have a blue card for Force. But I don't regret shuffling that. Okay, great. Now we're still dealing with the fact that we're a 3-color deck. And playing a 3-color deck is punishingly difficult. I'm just going to chill. We have Clue Crack if we need it into potential blue card. They push our Orc. If they attempt a cantrip, I will go ahead and Bowmaster. Okay, interesting. Well, I'm going to attempt to draw here, make good use of my mana. They Bowmaster, that's unfortunate, but I think they would have Bowmastered my Bowmaster if they had it. They're brainstorming now, which is fine. I don't care about trying to get them. The purpose of our Bowmasters is to kill our opponent's Bowmasters. Wow, that's a great draw. I want to find a land. I'm going to look. If I can get this Witherbloom off, it'll be so powerful. Still struggling, but I can't put back a... Can I put back a Bowmaster? I don't think I can. We could draw through these, but Ice-Fang Coatl is a pitch to Force. Yeah, I think we just take the Ice-Fang Coatl here for Force. And I'm going to attack. If they block for some reason, I can just Bowmaster. Okay, they are attempting to Daze. I think that's okay. We both lose our Bowmaster. I don't want to Force there. I could have been more patient. I probably should have been more patient. Okay, there's Swamp Cycling. Yeah, we need to be able to force like a reanimation effect. We have another Bowmaster coming, so that's why I didn't fight over that one. They may be able to like cantrip now while the Bowmaster's not on the table though. I think I'm gonna let this happen. They're gonna take our Bowmasters for sure, but we'll draw another one. Oh, interesting. They must have something really good if they're not taking our Bowmaster. Okay, they're brainstorming around our Bowmaster. I mean, they could actually have Entomb in their deck. They have Animate Dead, which makes me think they are on like a real traditional blue-black Reanimator build. And we're just seeing like a lot of the kind of like non-Reanimator cards. It's possible they're just playing value Reanimate type spells, but when you go into Animate Dead, it's so much worse than Reanimate. That's like a heavy commitment to reanimation. Okay, they're pondering. They're just getting all their cantrips out of their hand. I am really sad that we haven't been able to get access to our green source. I will definitely fetch the basic just to ensure that it sticks around. Okay, they're passing. Having cantripped quite a bit there. I think we just chill. They did shuffle their ponder. I presume they're looking for a reanimation effect. Metamorphosis Fanatic, this is pretty bad for us. They're entombing. Yeah, this is basically game. They could put a Traxa in there. So yeah, I think we're just against blue-black Reanimator. Okay, I'm going to go to... Well, let's let them do it so we can see their deck. Okay, the cards that they get... Murktide. So they have a lot of mid-rangey kind of cards. But I'm just going to play as though it's standard Reanimator. So we do have 2 additional sideboard cards we can bring in here. Fatal Pushes come out. Carpet can come in. That was... I mean, we didn't have green there, but like had I had Carpet in my opener, I would have definitely aggressively fetched it. We'll bring in the cages. When you bring in cages, you generally want to take out Snapcaster because it doesn't work under cage. I'll put a Fatal Push back in. So this, a big weakness of our deck is we're just not planning to deal with large creatures. And so we really just have Kaito and Brazen Borrower to deal with like a resolved troll or something like that. And that's by design because like against a lot of decks, 4 is already like a really big concession. Oh, this has all our basics. I think we keep this. And then I'm just going to play fully basic. I can get Ice-Fang Death Touchy. I'm just going to open with a Tamio. So our deck is constructed in a way that we really can just play on basics if we want to. And it's possible they just push this. They played pretty fearlessly around Daze. So they probably know that like a deck like ours isn't likely to be playing days. Backup Tamio. I think I'm going to go ahead and attack first. Once we create the clue, we can maybe double ponder to flip her. And that does get these out of our hand while we're... Well, double ponder means we can't fetch basic... I'll see what we draw. We want to take like the best of these. I'm looking for a force effect. I mean, these are all pretty meh in my humble opinion. Wasting them is not really what you want to be doing against their deck. Go get a trop here. Yeah, I'm going to any order shuffle and hope to find a... Okay, that's pretty good. We could hold it for a turn and play it out next turn. I'm going to go get... I really wish I'd played out that Delta so I could just get... yeah. But I am going to go ahead and get the trop. Well, then I can't get a swamp. Yeah, I have to get the trop. I do want a flipper though. This does expose us to daze if they do an entomb. Okay, it looks like they're going to maybe daze this, which is good for us because it stops Tamio from flipping, but it gets a... Oh, they're brainstorming. They really want to stop Tamio from flipping, which is good because it means the Tamio flipped will be powerful if we're able to flip her here. But one downside is because I used this, I can't get a basic forest, and Hedge Maze comes into play tapped, meaning I can't deploy the carpet immediately. Okay, this does give me green if I absolutely need it next turn. I think we just take the... This brainstorm is less important. Do want to draw a Kaito before I shuffle, but I don't want to... Yeah, we'll do that. And now she flips. We can pass. So our opponent could still Entomb Reanimate right now, and we don't have any answer to that. Okay, they will maybe take our carpet. We have so much land, though, it may not make sense to take carpet. But carpet does give us clue crack. Interesting, they took the other Tamio? Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that. Okay, so I think we do want to plus the Tamio here. And I do want to go ahead and play the carpet just to use the mana. Crack the clue. We've got a lot going on, but again, we're just dead to Entomb Reanimate. They could Entomb Archon or Cruelty. This is fine if that's what they want to do with their turn. They are going to have to get a second. They'll probably get a swamp here. Yeah, that's smart. It's a really cool looking swamp, by the way. Okay, so they've got a 4/4 lifelink, but that doesn't really matter. We're going to be able to kill it in combat with our Ice-Fang if we want to. Or what I might do is just go ahead and stun it with Kaito. But yeah, here comes a Wasteland, which they should fire it off. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So we're going to just draw wild, and I'm going to do basics here. Oh, wow. We drew our basic. I'm going to add blue. Technically, yeah, I think we just want to add blue here, and I'll try to brainstorm, and then I'll shuffle away some of the excess land. Okay, I definitely like that Nihil Spellbomb. Put the forest back, I'll fetch it, and put back the second Ice-Fang. Now let's go fetch Ice-Fang here. And now Wasteland is something we can play next turn if we want to. We get the swamp, and we're going to Spellbomb. And now we can just protect the queen with force if we need to. This is death touchy, so they can attack it if they want. I'm going to attempt to force this. They may have a daze here. Or a force. We got it. It felt good. 11 minutes for the final game to their 14. Feels good having all this graveyard stuff. I think maybe 2 carpets is excessive. I'm not even sure if they're going to aggressively waste me here. I think we could probably bring in a second Fatal Push on the draw. I'm thinking of actually ripping out the Thoughtseize and bringing in another carpet. Because they do have a pretty aggressive deck. And Thoughtseize is much better on the play than it is on the draw. Let's do it. All right, we're on the draw with an insane hand. Bowmasters answers a lot of questions. Grafdigger's Cage does too. We can even force to protect Cage. They mulled the 6. I will force a Thoughtseize to protect Cage. I just have to get Cage in no matter what. We even have basics, which is nice. We don't have green for this, but we may be able to get it later. It's in. They probably have like 2 Brazen Borrowers maybe in their deck. They may have gone down a little bit, But, I mean, the fact that they had Metamorphosis Fanatic tells me that they do have some commitment to reanimation as a strategy. They kept. So this Filigree Silex is something that can destroy the Grafdigger's Cage. I think we should just force this. Mana equal to the number of oil counters. Yeah, I'm just going to force it. And there's a chance that they daze it. And if they do, it'll suck because I'm not going to be able to Witherbloom in time. They can just tap it and then they can use it. Yeah, they got that. Can't pay for it. So that's bad for us, for sure. Yeah, this is so bad for us now. If only I'd opened Swamp, then I could potentially... Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. All right, I think we're just going to pass. And they have to pay... No, they just sacrifice it. They can do it immediately. Maybe they get greedy and they wait for a turn. Okay, they surveil again. They kept. Okay, we're not going to play into Bowmasters. We're not going to value Brainstorm either. Or non-value Brainstorm, rather. So, unfortunately, this kills Tomio if I play her out. It doesn't matter which side of her is out when this resolves. I'm going to go ahead and try to Brainstorm here. Okay, this is okay. It's not fantastic. Put back these Underground Seas. I can fetch a Trop here, and we can blow this up. We need them to do something first. Right now, if we do this, it doesn't accomplish anything. I just want to see if I can get them to add an additional counter to it. Okay, they're Troll Cycling. Pondering. I mean, this is a window for us to potentially get them to tick this up. I think this is our window to trick them into ticking this up. So we go and get a Trop here. And we go ahead and try to punish this. And there's a good chance that they have their own Bowmasters or they have another Daze or something. But okay, that worked. So we're going to get 2 pings. And then I'm hoping they tap to bump that up. Is this a fight? I feel like they would have done something else that they could have. Okay, maybe that was greedy, but I just want to apply pressure and restrict their options a little bit. We have Witherbloom command, which will basically force them to blow our cage. If we draw Kaito, that's so good. I'm going to start with the Hedge Maze. I don't want that. I'm going to attack. It's a shame that we can't just, because they can tick this up, but now they have a dilemma as to whether they want to tick it up. I would much rather keep the cage than keep the Bowmaster. Yeah, I'm going to wait and see if they Bowmaster my Bowmaster, and then I can 2-for-1 with the Witherbloom at least. There's a decent chance they try to do that. If they animate dead, that works too, because I can blow up the animate dead. Murktide's pretty bad for us. Okay, so now I think it does make sense to blow this up, and then they blow this up, and it's not that big of a deal. I think it's better... Well, we'll get a land back. So we'll blow this up, and we'll get a land. So this is just going to destroy our cage. Now we get a land back. A wasteland would be fine if we rip one. We do. I think I am going to waste them. But I'm going to bounce this first. Let's see if it works. If they force this, we're pretty screwed. Oh, wow, it worked. Well, we're hellbent over here, so we didn't really get a 2-for-1. We just got our land back. It's fine. I think it does make sense to hit this just to restrict their ability to daze it back and stuff. I'm not feeling great about where we are. They're a few cards away from getting Murktide back out on the table. We just need to find a Kaito pretty badly here. We can play this out, but it'll get Bowmastered pretty easily. I'm going to go ahead and do this first because I want to know if they're going to Bowmaster me. That's fine. I'll just wait. Play this out later. Yeah, because I don't want them to... Well, it probably doesn't matter. I've never had an opponent who plays Troll in their deck get stranded on one land. This is a first for me. They don't have the ability to push this, so we should be able to connect at least once or twice. Kaito's best draw. I'm going to hold this to preserve the mystery. Witherbloom command wouldn't be a bad rip. They have 4 cards in hand. I refuse to believe that this is going well for me. Yeah, they're probably just going to put freaking whatever in their yard. Archon, yeah. And if they have the reanimate, they don't die from it is the thing. They go to 1, but they'll gain the life right back. We're going to put that out of reanimation territory here. Let's do this. Wow. Okay, so let's go ahead and attack. And I'm just going to Kaito. Oh, we have to wait till the block step, sorry. With how much I apologize, you'd think I was Canadian. They actually have a law in Canada that if you say sorry, it's not like an actual admission of guilt, because so many Canadians will reflexively say it because they're just like the most polite people ever. We don't really need this land. I will take this ponder. I'm going to ponder for a force here or a wasteland. I mean, I think, did we already play a land? Yeah, we did. Cage seems pretty good. All these cards are insane though. I am worried that they may have days, but if they have days, that does keep Archon off our back for another turn cycle. So let's just make sure that I did in fact play my land here. I did, yeah. But that was part of, just making, I probably didn't need to do it before tax. Yeah, these are so good. Yeah, I think we need to get this cage on the table. And there's a decent chance that we get a forest or days, but I'll grab my forest here. We've got plenty of other blue sources. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good. I think we've got most things covered. Like Murktide would be inconvenient if they do have it. They have a wasteland. They're not dead to Kaito, but they're very close. Force is a great rip. I'm going to attack with no fear, and I'm going to plan to go ahead and just surveil again. Blessing doesn't change the clock. I would love to find a wasteland or another Witherbloom. I'll take this ponder. Ponder here. Another Kaito. I mean, these cards are fine. I think we could just go ahead and play out the Nihil Spellbomb just to be double covered. We could actually just go ahead and nuke their yard now. That also shuts off the Murktide Avenue. Now we've got Force, Pitch, Kaito, and we've got Borrower. All right, starting off the league, beating the best deck in the format by a country mile. Absolutely the best deck. And we beat it, which felt really good. We may have gotten a little bit lucky, but having 4 dedicated sideboard slots and 2 main deck, I mean technically 4 total graveyard, powerful graveyard spells, and I think we prepared sufficiently for it. Round 2, we are up against a likely Jeskai Stoneblade player who does not play Wasteland. This is from like a week ago, and they've been playing this a lot. So we could just surveil and keep this otherwise juicy hand. I mean, these Bowmasters are quite good against them. We can play on non-basics. Do they play 2 back to basics main? I'm not going to play scared. We have Force to deal with early stuff. Spell Pierce itself is quite good against them. They've only got like 7 creatures in their deck. They're not even playing Tamio. Interesting. How can you not play Tamio? She's the best. All right, I'll play this, and I'll just pass with Spell Pierce up. And a Surveil land. And I think after I get the Surveil land, I'm probably going to start getting basics. This does give a lot of information away about what our deck does, but they don't have a lot of targets for it. Yeah, I don't really need it. I'm going to put it in the graveyard. Spending my turns, bowmastering or doing that doesn't seem like the best. They probably think we're on Beanstalk now. I'm just going to hold up interaction. A lot of their critical spells are cast at 3. Stoneforge. Normally I would force this. How many Spell Pierce do they play? 1. We could just let this go. They're not, the equipment they're playing are not equipment that are super great without Stoneforge around. Yeah, I want to save this interaction for, okay, and they got the Caldera, so I'm just going to go ahead and push. I am aware that I'm doing this during their main. I started to do it, and I just didn't want to undo everything because this could be a long round. Okay, they're fetching now. That's fine. More basics. Okay. So we can get our basics as well here. But I think because we're likely to get the basic green, I'm just going to go like this. And now we've got Bowmasters and we've got Spell Pierce up. And I will just start deploying these Bowmasters here. Cryptic Coat is annoying and we can't really do anything about it. I'm just going to pierce it. If they fight over this, that's fine with me. I can pay for pierce if they pierce. They're forcing. I think that's fine. I don't have a clean answer to this. It is just going to be a pain for the rest of the game. They're going to surveil. Oh, they're not going to surveil. Okay. I think this is a good time to just go ahead and ping them. I don't think I'm going to get tempoed out by this. It is unblockable. Nihil Spellbomb is a pretty bad card against them. I mean, if we just attack with Bowma, and then, Bowmaster them again, we are kind of walking into Supreme Verdict, which they have the mana for. I think I want to just go ahead and do this and just see what we're going to rip. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I mean, they're low enough. I'm going to go ahead and attack in, and then they should tell them that I do have Bowmasters. Unfortunately, if they block here, then okay, they didn't block, thank goodness. I didn't want to have to get the forest, or I wanted to get the forest, not the underground sea. I think we let that happen. Okay, I'll just take it. Again, I want to counter their really big spells. This means Hardcast Force. I'm going to go ahead and come in for a hug here. I mean, I could just go ahead and do this. Yeah, they didn't respond with a Brainstorm. So they're taking a little extra damage here. The mana efficient thing is to go ahead and just get the forest and grab an underground sea and just go ahead and use Witherbloom. I don't know that we're going to get a better window. We're draining them at least. They do have okay. So I'll just get back a fetch. So it's not a great play, but yeah. I will force to defend the Bowmaster, assuming that they're not casting Supreme Verdict here. I think we just force this, because this is a body and it also represents Prismatic Ending. It doesn't look like they're going to attack. That's a win. Because we don't have a lot going on over here. Well, now we do. Just going to attack. See if they block. They can bring this back to hand and redeploy it next turn if they want to. Yeah, I'll just chill. I'm aware that they can do that. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, me buffing wouldn't have changed anything. They're always going to have this powerful blocker here. All right, so we're just kind of in a holding pattern until we can clear this. thoughtseize feels pretty good. Let's go ahead and do it. Oh, wow. So they do have the back to basics. That's worth noting. Jace is definitely the card that I'm tempted to take here, just because, if they can clear, they can take over. I'll take the Jace. And I can't get a good attack in, unfortunately. They're bouncing back to hand. Yep, they're just going to create a pretty big army here. I can't do anything about this. All I can really hope is that, at some point they get greedy and I can attack in. I'm just going to... I mean, I could block and kill it, but I guess I have the mana to do so. Ward 1, Ward 2. I mean, this could tap me out of all my spells for the rest of the game. I'm not sure if this is a mistake. So it was a Brainstorm. Hardcast Force. We're just dying to this thing. I'm going to play this out just in case they do something. Yeah, they can just attack or they can just chill. I'll force it the next time it comes down for sure. I'll just Hardcast Force. All right, that worked. Back to basics, don't really care that much. My deck is not that mana intensive. Once we clear this, we'll be able to beat them down the rest of the way. All right, let's do this. This is going to tap down my... Wait, I want to fetch first just because one time Ward got me where I didn't fetch. Least important. So I'll send that into tap down Oblivion here. So we're putting a card back in their hand. A Teferi. Okay, great. Well, that's annoying, but it's not necessarily the game. They're 1 mana away from deploying Cauldron Complete, which is pretty terrifying. Snapcaster, this sucks. Yeah, we're going to lose. It's crazy that we're going to lose this because we've been doing everything we're supposed to do, I think. But also, I can't actually deploy this other Brazen Borrower currently because I have one source left in my deck. I'm not going to attack with the Bowmaster. We have to use it to deter Teferi from taking over the game. They get Teferi, bounce their Snapcast, get more value. They actually don't have that much in their graveyard, thanks to the Nihil Spellbomb I used earlier. Okay, they're pondering, so they did find stuff, and I'm definitely thinking that we're going to die to Cauldron. So we've used just 2 of our Bowmasters. We found a 3rd one. Wait, is that right? We've used all 4 of them. That was a sick chuckle. All All right. Do they have Prismatic in or the board wipe thing, Supreme Verdict? They didn't shuffle, so I presume they found something that is good. Plowing our Bowmaster. Now they can just Teferi to bounce our Orc Army token. Yes, I can't do anything. This clue's going to have to pull some serious weight. Okay, Teferi's out. Yep. Not feeling favored. They have 5 cards in hand, and they're 1 mana away from... Oh, Ice-Fang's great. I'm going to go ahead and do this. It doesn't matter who I attack here. Go ahead and use the Ice-Fang now. Another Tamio is not terrible. We're just going to chill. Jace. Yep, that sucks. Yeah, this back to basics is consequential. There's the 7th land they need for the Cauldron counterbalance. Can't do anything about that. Feeling super duper unfavored here. I think we go ahead and just attack Jace. I'm not really sure here. I'm going to go ahead and deploy this. Do they have a 2? They're fetching. They can just put a 2 on top. Game is over. Oh, they're not. We can ponder at instant speed and find a 2. Good game. Okay, yeah, Stoneforge, as expected. All right. So, back to basics actually was pretty consequential there. I think it's possible they bring in Izzet Staticaster, which they have 2 of in their sideboard. So Hydroblast could come in. I don't know that we want to bring all of them in. Take out the graveyard cards for sure. Carpet may be worth playing. Even though they're not a tempo deck, they do have a lot of mana. They can just end it though. I feel like Force Negation is worth bringing in. I'm not sure that we need this many Ice-Fang Coatls. They don't really win by attacking. I think we can take out Witherbloom command. I think it's unlikely to matter. Yeah, I don't see a single card that they bring in that's vulnerable. I mean, they technically have this counterbalance, but that's it. None of their creatures... Well, technically Snapcaster dies to it, but I do think Ice-Fang's better because it at least gets us up a card. I think they're likely to take out the Back to Basics. Yeah, I think I'll go like that. If I can get even like a few mana off of this, it's pretty good. It's like a Soul Ring kind of. All right, let's take a look at this hand. This is not a keepable hand. This is... I'm going to put the Wasteland back. It's just not that great in the matchup. We saw like maybe 1 wastable land the entire time last game. How many Fatal Push did I take out? I should have taken out a lot of them. Man. Okay, I'll just grab this. This is going to get a basic island most likely. I'm going to prioritize getting basics for Ice-Fang even though I don't think it's going to likely matter. They played a Tundra. They didn't do that last game. They are brainstorming during my upkeep. I think we just hold up both Ice-Fang and Spell Pierce and Hydroblast here. I think we have to force this. No, we don't have to force it. Okay, they grab Cauldron. I'm just going to Fatal Push this. Then I'll just Pierce when they cast it next turn. All right, we've got all our colors again. They F6 through my turn, which makes me think they don't have a force. Go get my Trop. Or, sorry, I'm going to get Island and Force here. I'm going to get all my basics. Get the beats going. Brainstorming. They may have Dress Down. I need to start setting stops in second main. Yeah, I'm going to do that now. I don't even care about the creature. All right, I do want to get Kaito, though. So if I draw Kaito, then I will care about the creature. All right, I'm going to Ponder and try to find another land. Ice-Fang's great. I'll just take the Ice-Fang next turn. I'll take the Underground Sea now so I can make my land drop. And next turn I can make a second land drop. We've got Pierce up. That's all we have up. Pierce and Force. Yeah, I think we just let this happen and then we Pierce when they flash back. So it's just going to be a 1-for-1, but this is getting worse with each passing turn. I shouldn't have brought in the Hydroblast. I don't think they're really playing that many. I brought in 2, but I've already drawn both of the ones that I brought in. I'm going to go ahead and make this land drop here. That's fine. It's a 2-for-1. They've already gotten a few 2-for-1s. So, oh, they're not going to attack. All right. So we're drawing wild. Kaito, okay, thoughtseize is fine. I want to thoughtseize him. This does take me off Hardcast Force, but I can take... They've got a lot of good stuff. Is that Staticaster is mildly annoying. I think we just take the Narset here. Yeah, we've got we've got Blast to deal with everything else. We're going to run out of time, though, unfortunately. I don't think I'm going to be able to beat them twice with the amount of time I have on the clock. They can afford to take their time. They've been playing very efficiently. I've been coughing a lot. All right, let's see if we can rip something good. Okay, that's good. I'll just wait, and I probably will ping it in combat. They're so close to Cauldron now. Right, they're fetching. They're going to go get their basic mountain. Set of casters coming out. Just going to Hydroblast it. They don't have red mana to fight back. Prismatic Ending. I think this is a force. Gosh, I'm not sure. It's a 2-for-1. Yeah, I'll let them have it. I'm going to brainstorm here. I guess I could do it after combat. I should have done it before combat just in case I found Kaito. Didn't mind Kaito. Fatal Push goes back. Second Force goes back. We can draw it if we need to. I'm coughing like crazy, sorry. I'm just going to keep attacking and being passive. What? Come on. I accidentally clicked it a second time. Us not doing anything to advance the game state does favor them. I'm going to go ahead and surveil here. That's above average. Let's take a peek at their hand again. Maybe rip the Cauldron out. Cauldron's got to be the take here. We're just going to bleed out on clock, though. Yeah, they're plowing. That's great for us. I wasn't going to fight that. We'll just draw wild and we'll force stuff. Borrower's an attacker. I'm going to let them ponder. I'm going to force this Stoneforge, and then I'll Hydro their Pyro. So both of these Hydros ended up finding a home, which is great. All right, we stopped at 2-for-1. Now their hand is Plow, 1 unknown. Kaito, please. All right, now we have Borrower and Force Negation up. So I'll just end-step the Borrower. I'm just going to Force a Negation this Ponder. Slow him down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and play this now. And they can plow it now if they want to. They are. Okay. So their hand is 1 unknown. But they're drawing to like Lorien Revealed and stuff like that. We need something good. Yeah, nothing going on. Maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I should have just let them ponder. Cantrips are pretty good this late in the game though. I want all of these except for... Yeah, I'll take that first. We can just pass and end-step it. That way we can keep up force if we need it. They're snapping. I think I just force snap. I don't want to deal with it. I need to be proactive here. So we draw a card. We're going to draw the carpet as well, unfortunately. But hopefully we find a fetch so we can put it away. It's really bad here. Obviously we've got like a tremendous amount of mana. These are really good cards. Let's put that back. I will hold on to... Yeah, I think I just go ahead and attack, and then I can Snapcaster to get back. I mean, who knows what's in their hand. It can't be something good, though. Well, it might be. I think I'm just going to Snapcaster Ponder because we know we want to shuffle. Yeah, I don't really think Tommy is where we need to be right now. Bowmasters, on the other hand, is great. We got to close this game immediately. Then we have to race to win the next one. I don't have the luxury of chilling. I have to just go ahead and... That is fine. They're going to regret being so aggressive. I always do this during their second main, just in case they have... Okay, they're hard casting a force here. That's fine. So they're hellbent. So if I had thoughtseized them, I probably would have just taken a removal spell. They're at 15. I don't even know if I have time to finish this one game. So please. Okay, they're drawing lands still. Drawing so many lands. I'm just going to hard cast force. I would love to find another brainstorm if I had one in here. Wouldn't be surprised if they rip like a Supreme Verdict or something. This Tamio's good though. She's not a fast path to victory though. Our opponent has no need to really do anything. This now. Doesn't matter. Alright, if I can find Kaito now, I'm going to go ahead and try to find Kaito now. He's in there. Somewhere. Now if they get rid of this Tamio, I just deploy another one. And I've got the one-sided Howling Mind, but... Okay, Force is a good draw. I'm going to fetch. Let's get an Underground Sea. It's our last fetchable land, so we're not going to be deploying this other fetch. That's what I was kind of checking. I wanted to make sure that was the case. Bowmaster can come down, but we're just like going to get completely blown out if they're just chilling and holding. Maybe this is like a 4th Aerolingus. I think I just counter this. They could probably have a Spell Pierce, but this will definitely stall out the game. It's fine. Okay. Just going to attack with these. I should have played Carpet there. That was dumb. I will play it next turn. I'm not going to play it now because I don't want them to like Prismatic End it. I might need like a big burst of mana. That's fine. Wow, they're countering this. That's fine. Deal. 4 minutes on the clock. There's no way I win, and my opponent knows it. All right. My opponent's at 1. I can just Bowmaster them or kill them with one of these many things, but we won't have time for the final game. Okay. So yeah, it's just, man, that was super grindy. Okay. So how do we win quickly? Well, Carpet's coming out for sure. And that card is terrible when we really need to win quickly. I think Force of Negation may be good because we might be able to get like a threat down quickly and just protect it. This matchup does feel good. I keep this. My opponent doesn't have to do anything here. They could just sit there and make me kill them. My deck can't kill them fast enough. I'm not going to play around. I think even if I drew my entire deck, I wouldn't necessarily have time to win. And that could be an argument for including Murktides, but the whole point of the deck is it's a control deck, not a tempo deck. So you want like value and stuff. Yeah, that's fine. Best draw would be like a, Borrower. Okay, we'll just take that. Not Borrower, not those. I do have the Tamiyo Brainstorm combo, but they have a Red Blast. I'm just going to F6 through their turn. I'm going to waste this. I'm not F6ing now because I have to be ready to interact. I could have pierced that. Forcing the Brainstorm. Or letting it resolve. They don't think I'm going to have time to win. So that's an invitation to show them. But it's nice of them to show me that they have force in their hand, even if I'm probably not going to be able to win anyway. I will pierce if they force here. I just want the material on the board. On Snapcaster. Pondering. Trying to find a mountain. They found a fetch. Okay, they just made a mistake. They could have gone for it there. Okay, the trading. Gonna ponder. Got 1 minute, 30 seconds. I need Kaito stat. Any order shuffle. Play out another Tamiyo. I think I just return a Pierce. I'm not going to have time to ultimate her. So they'll expect Pierce. They won't expect double Pierce. Yeah, I guess they only had one Volk, so they didn't have a path to red. That's worth noting. I mean, it's not going to matter for this game, but in there, I should have Kaito'd, or I should have pondered to see if I can find Kaito. There's Kaito. Draw him next turn. And try to win. I don't think there's any chance that we can. Kaito is in. I think we would win this game if not for time constraints. I meant to plus him. That was me just clicking very quickly. My opponent is inviting me to see if I can kill him. Kill them. I'm just going to F6. This sucks so bad. I don't even have time to plus Tamiyo. They have a single anything, like a creature they can put in front of it. They're just putting spells on the stack. I thought I F6'd. Okay, let me have my turn. Oh, I had the freaking attack. It says I have 3 seconds left, but it's just like a bug. They like the fact that they had the creature out. They were doing all these little things. I thought I could have sworn I F6'd. That was the closest near miss I think I've had in a while. Sorry. Yeah, I literally I had the attack on the stack and everything. You can see the red here, and it just timed me out. Well, I mean, it's my fault. I should have played tighter and played faster. It's just a really rough matchup when your opponent can like dirtle, and they definitely were playing to the clock. I think I would have had that had I had like even 1 or 2 more seconds. So see you in the next one. We're 1-1. Round 3, our opponent almost always plays Infect. This is a pretty good hand against that. I'm going to keep. Yeah, like even like if my coughing fit had been like, if I'd had 1 fewer coughing fits, I would have had an extra minute to finish that game. Sorry. I'll try to put it behind me. Glistener Elf. Yep. I'm just going to let it happen. We can poke it later. I don't think this is the fight. Forces later are fine. We have quite a few ways to get rid of this. We don't have to play on basics. I don't think they play Wasteland. Brainstorm's a good rip. I am kind of thinking that they could just have the turn 2. Maybe we just hold Tamiyo. just in case. Yeah, I think I'm going to hold her. Brainstorming here is fine. Yeah, I can't remember if I explained what's going on, but I went on like a big work trip and just got sick. As usual, like when you get on a big plane with a bunch of people. All right. Do you have Invigorate, Berserk? No, we just get one. Okay, I can live with that. Let's go get our Surveil land. Looking for land number 3. There we go. So the way this works is you almost always just want to poke them during your turn. And this might just bait like an interaction spell out of their hand. I am going to go ahead and attempt to Bowmaster now, though. And I will force pitch Tamio if necessary. Maybe force pitch Snap. I don't have... No, I'll pitch Tamio. This game will either be over or it won't be. All right, we're in. Do you have a pump spell? They have Legolas quick reflexes. So yeah, my thing fizzles. But it's good to have that out of their hand. Down to 4 cards now. Nexus is another attack vector. Legolas. Okay, so I think we might be dead. This is going to kill this. Yeah, that's pretty powerful. And now we can't block. Do you have the pump spells? No, just using it as a removal spell. All right. Love to find a fatal push. I think I'm going to go ahead and brainstorm because if I hit a... I could put this back. Oh yeah, these are fine. Ice-Fang is fine. Ice-Fang dies. It's like they usually only play 2 Legolas. I think we just got the Legolas heavy hand here. I'm going to put this Snapcaster back. We haven't seen a single spell that pairs well with it. I mean, it is technically a blocker. But it's not a very good one. I'm going to assume that, like these are all 1 toughness creatures that I don't need to worry about getting Death Touchy. Yeah, let's grab a draw up here. I'm going to go ahead and play it out now. Again, I don't want to do anything like build up Storm or anything during their turn. But they do have 2 potential attackers now. Witherbloom is precisely what the doctor ordered. So we'll attempt to do that next turn. If, we could also Kaito, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to trade here. Like, they'll probably just attack him with both and keep the beats coming. Blighted Ancient. This thing's unblockable. Yeah, I think we force. I don't want them to have too much pressure. We can deal with one of these. We'll see whether they send in Elf. They do. This means they have 1 pump spell, maybe 2. I'm just going to let them use it now. If they have Berserk, so be it. Okay, they don't seem to be pumping. Okay, great. It was but I need to have a blocker for the turn that they do have a pump spell. Now I can go ahead and do green, black, Witherbloom. Let's see whether they may have a pump that they're just holding for this occasion, or they may have a second Legolas quick reflexes or something. I really want to flip a Wasteland. That would be the best flip. I've got 3 of them in. We didn't find a Wasteland. We'll just return a regular land. Yeah, I'll just hold up the ability to brainstorm later. Right, you just have to be defensive. We're like almost through their danger zone time. Potter's fine. We've only got 3 poisons so far. But that could change very quickly. Wouldn't mind finding a thoughtseize, since considering we don't really use our life for anything here. Sylvan Library. I think that's worth countering if we can find a Spell Pierce. Okay, we didn't find a Spell Pierce. I'm going to put this back. Put this back. It resolves. I will just shuffle those away, and I'll Kaito this turn. Deal more damage. Got our last duel out of the deck. Okay, Wasteland's perfect. Waste here. It's Kaito. So you want to draw cards? I want to draw cards too. Spellbomb to the yard. Bowmasters definitely stays on top. I'm kind of tempted to go ahead and ponder to try to find a force. These cards are great, actually. I mean, we don't need the second Kaito, but I do want the push, which is basically money in the bank. My coughing seems to have gone down, and I'm playing about the same rate as my opponent. They're going to be able to do the Sylvan Library trick here and draw some cards and pay a bunch of life if they want to, but they're not going to be able to do it from here on out because I'll have Bowmasters. They just did for 1 card. Just passing, huh? All right, that's good for me. Yeah, Kaito is going to be very tricky for them to deal with. I am really glad I got rid of that. I forced that Bladed Agent, by the way. I'm just going to Surveil again. I want to find forces and stuff. I'm going to put both these in the yard. Another Ice-Fang's nice. I can just deploy these both in step. I am going to go ahead and do this now just to restrict them from being able to do it. So now they can't use the ability. They're stuck with whatever card they left there last turn. They weren't able to... Did they shuffle? Oh, they decided to do it? That's very crazy. But I guess maybe they don't have a choice here. You are dead on board. Hierarch is fine. That does technically keep them alive for a turn. Just push an instep. They're going to do the trick. That's fine. Doesn't change anything. Like, they can't tap it or anything. So, yeah. Well, I'm glad I did that now instead of... All right, let's see if I fell for it. Or another Bowmasters. Yeah, that other Bowmasters will do. Okay, they're going to do the trick again? Sure. Okay. Is it hexproof? No. I'm going to stun it. All right. Yeah, they were like doing lots of tricks there to try to survive, which I think is great. Deed seems really good if we get to that level of mana. I think that's it. We could bring in a negation, I guess. These Nihil Spellbombs do nothing here. Carpet is not terrible. Like every single land in their deck is blue, and they do use days. I think it's fine to bring it in as a 21st land source, mana source. That might be better than Force of Negation. Harbinger actually might be pretty good because I think we bring in the Harbinger instead. Because if we can shut off their Nexi, they don't have a lot of removal in blue and green. All right, this hand is... We don't have a path to a second land, but it's a decent hand. We just need to draw a land. We have 19 lands in our deck. I mean, this hand is really good if we find a land. I'm going to keep it. We can surveil and get a land that way, hopefully. Our deck could just completely betray us. So, F's in the chat since I'm about to get completely roasted for keeping a hand that... I think we just let this go. We did by our pausing and not confidently letting it go. Signal to our opponent that we do have a force, though. Spell Pierce is up. And we can Spell Pierce a critical card if we need to. Like a Sylvan Library, I would definitely pierce that. All right. How badly are you going to kill us here? I mean, my instinct is to go ahead and force this. It does not get better if we let this stick around. We can pitch Kaito. We get Daze mana up. We saw Pierce that they have a Berserk. This is a lot of freaking damage, though. A lot of poison. Okay, we're just taking that. That is doable. All right, let's go find that land, shall we? Anything that's not a land goes in the yard. Literally anything other than Ponder. We could get Brainstorm locked. I'm going to throw that in the yard. All right. So we're probably dead. I've got the egg on my face. Wasteland. They do have it. Oh, no. I've never seen Wasteland in this. How many Wastelands do they play? 1. All right. Well. Okay, that burns off. And, yeah, if they basically have anything left in hand, we're dead. The 1 Wasteland. So do they play crop rotation? Is that why they're doing that? No? It's just a random one of? Okay, well, it would be wrong to play random, frankly. But we did get got. So what do I know? All right. Yep, we're feeling pretty dead here. I'm going to keep playing, though. They have a lot of pump spells. I'm trying to calculate the likelihood that we're dead here. Okay. We're getting another draw. Love to find a... Yeah. Well, I'm not going to fear a second. I'm going to go ahead and thoughtseize now. If they veil, they veil. I'm not going to play scared. All right. They have double Berserk. So, Berserk once. It's a 4... 2. Berserk a second time. It's a 4. I think I have to take a Legolas. It's just too strong here. Yeah, taking the Resonant Berserk doesn't really do anything for me. I can get rid of this creature. They have to draw a pump spell now. And if I draw land, I can stop them. I can also, if I don't draw anything, pierce the second Berserk. And their creature still dies. No, they'll have mana now. Yeah, they can just slow roll the Berserks. Absolutely need to draw land right now, even though I don't deserve it. But like a Bowmaster would be really clutch here. So we go to 4. Blighted Agent. Okay, they're really laying a lot of threats out there. Yeah, it's going to be hard to survive this. Bowmasters pings the Blighted Agent, leaves a blocker for Glistener Elf. Oh my goodness. All right, well, we know what they drew, so we can do this. Crazy that we're still alive. I think they just animate this and attack. They could attack both. They have another one. Yeah, I've got another Bowmaster. If they attack, I'll double block. I'll block with everything. Now they're going to have to use a Berserk, basically. We're going to 5. So if they double Berserk, they'll probably just let it go. Oh, were they tapped out? Yeah, I could have just blocked with the Orc Army token. They were tapped out. That was dumb. Okay, I'm going to tighten up. Witherbloom is the best draw on the deck. Another Spell Pierce doesn't do it, but we can... Okay, so here's the risk. Okay, so if we hit this, then they can double Berserk and they can kill us. There's no point in leaving it back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hope that they don't draw a protection spell or a daze. Because we're just, like, it's much better play to be able to ping whatever they double Berserk. Assuming they do that. If they just draw a Legolas or something like that, or even a daze, we're screwed. But, oh, a second one, that does it too. They may not Berserk here. They're animating. So that was their draw. So they still got the 2 Berserks in hand. I'm just going to wait till block. Okay, they are passing priority. So this is my window to go ahead and hit that. And I'm not going to wait. So let's read this text. Target non-land permanent. So we could bounce this out of play. I think we have to hit this. We're not going to have a blocker for it anyway. I mean, technically we could... Yeah, we're going to be within Death's Reach next turn anyway. We could pierce one of the Berserks. Yeah, I think we take this out because this represents a land and they're going to only be able to double Berserk one of their creatures. So it's 2. And now it's going to be 4. Then it's going to die. Yeah, okay. That's fine. So now we just have to take out this. Yeah, if we take this out, then they can't win. If we draw any land, we can Harbinger, and then they're really screwed. Any land. All right. That feels really good. All right. I guess actually you just get the force here. Yeah, I mean, the other thing is I could just throw the Borrower in front of it, but I'm just going to do this. I can't believe we're winning this game. We still have a few turns before we can win it, but I mean, that was a really important play. I can put the Borrower out, and then they'll have to draw a pump spell. Even if they get rid of this, they do still have access to both their colors. So the game is still going on. Force is a great draw. I'm just going to keep Borrower in hand as a insurance policy. Like if I need to have a flying blocker. Wow, I just can't believe that we got out of that. We were so screwed. I was so ready to concede. That was like a total Reed Duke moment. Let's swing in. If they get rid of the Harbinger for some reason, then we'll have a ton of even more interaction. He said, GG's, good games too. Yeah, that was fun. All right, so we are 2-1, 3-0 in our hearts. If I hadn't had all those coughing fits. Wistfulness. See you in round 4. All right, round 4. We are on the play against an unknown opponent with him that has Nihil Spellbomb, which is probably the most powerful card you can have in the meta against an unknown opponent. I think we keep, and I think we just wasteland into Nihil Spellbomb. That seems so cowardly, but I feel like that covers a lot of potential contingencies. Then next turn we have Underground Sea for, anything really. We've got a good hand. It's just, I wish we had an extra land in it. Happily trade that Borrower for a land. Opponent says, good luck, have fun. Good job on your content, by the way. All right. Wasteland. Spellbomb. All right. Let's pass. If they're a tempo gamer, we just bought ourselves a little bit of leeway. Okay, Underground Sea. Duress. Okay, so Duress does take our Fatal Push, but that's probably not what they want. They probably want to be taking something else. If they're casting Duress, they're probably not playing creatures in their deck. So I'm getting Doomsday vibes. Doomsday's the only archetype that I think would... Oh, that's great. We'll play out the land we have. I am going to go ahead and hit this just to make sure they don't daze me. Edge of Autumn, okay. Doomsday confirmed. That's fine. They get a cycle, but it's not like we like went down a card or anything. I guess, yeah, technically it is kind of like a 2-for-1 from their side of the table. Yeah, it was very opportune that they were able to do it then because Bowmaster wasn't coming out. Yeah, I feel like 100%. I feel totally fine. It's just that I'm coughing a lot. It's irritating because I just want to be able to talk. I want to be able to narrate. Oh, wow. They got another cycler out of their hand. Yeah, they just Doomsday now. It's pretty rough. Okay, that's not a Doomsday. I think it's likely that they're stocking up their hand with days, considering they only saw one land. They didn't shuffle. I'm just going to come in for a hug, and we'll see what they do. I may not actually play out the Bowmaster yet, because it may be better to just correct the clue. We do have a blue card to go with our force if we find a force off top. Yeah, I don't really see any reason to give them any days equity. I assume they're playing probably the stock 3 dazes. No reason to fetch basics here. We'll just get the trop. Show our true colors. I won't attempt to sing, my favorite 80s musician, Phil Collins, the True Color song. I'll probably start coughing if I do that. Brainstorming in response, that's fine. Just getting in under Bowmasters, which makes perfect sense. But Bowmasters is not a main thing that I'm trying to do here. I'm not necessarily trying to pressure the life total. I'm trying to get rid of bad cards. And, I might try to win through Tamio Ultimate here. Oh, force. There we go. That feels great. So if we find a land, Witherbloom. Yeah, Witherbloom does buy back a Wasteland. I'll go ahead and swing first. I think I'll just drain them and get my Wasteland back. I want to make a land drop this turn. I'm going to be patient. This will prevent them from being able to get a Surveil. Black, green. Do you care enough to daze this? And then next turn, assuming that they don't actually give me a waste target, I can just correct this problem and the clue to draw. All right, they let me do it. I'm going to get the waste. I'll play it out, and we'll pass. They are fetching to get a Surveil land, which is going to get wasted here. Wait, I need to set the stop. Okay. They decided to get an island, which I love to see. I didn't even know their deck could play double island. I mean, I assume they're on Doomsday. They could be on something else, I guess. Yeah, personal tutor is fine. I presume this will get Doomsday, which means they probably have a Dark Ritual in hand. So we're gonna get a 3-for-1 when we force, assuming they don't have the ability to force back. So we need to be cognizant of that and not try to flip Tommy on this turn, because I think they're gonna go for it next turn. Actually, we could just bully this. We could just waste here and force them to. Yeah, maybe actually that's not terrible. We can do it during our turn. I am worried that they might have like a way to draw, and so they just brainstorm, and then our Wasteland was all for naught. But if I wait, then I could potentially Bowmaster to punish them brainstorming. I'd love to draw another land. Snapcaster doesn't really do a lot here. I mean, if we had more mana, it would. So maybe that's an argument for not doing this play. I'm just going to attack first. I am going to go ahead and do this. Okay, they are letting it go. They got a basic swamp. Okay. Now we'll just chill with lots of mana to back our force to prevent them from. Yeah, so they don't have the Doomsday unless they just naturally drew it here. I am not going to engage. I'm going to hold back. It's very important to know when, you could be walking. Like maybe they want me to do that and then they do Dark Ritual Doomsday. I mean, it's unlikely they have a Doomsday because they just get a personal tutor for one. But if they naturally rip one, then that would be a way to lose. I mean, this is very tempting for sure. I'm just going to chill. The onus is on them. And leave a comment if you think I'm being incredibly catty with this Orcish Bowmaster. I think that's how you use the term catty. Yeah, I think I meant catty means like hurtful, and I certainly would never be that way because I seek to be excellent. So I think KG might be a better word for it. I don't know. This is a Be Excellent channel. We're trying to expand our vocabulary while we expand our legacy skills. All right, another Tamio, not the greatest. Land would be the greatest. Ice-Fang. All right, well, I'm just going to keep creating clues, and one-sided Howling Mine here. I am genuinely afraid that because we're not finding land, that we're going to find ourselves in a situation. But we have 7 cards. I can put this out. They are fetching. Probably getting Surveil. All right. Yep. They still haven't found what they're looking for. I won't sing the U2 song. Oracle. Actually, this is fine because if we push it, then we can just exile it from their graveyard and then they can't put it in their Doomsday pile. I am going to attempt to push in the end step. They may have another way to win. I'm going to start by pondering here. Okay, there's the land we wanted. I'm just going to take it. That's all I care about, this land. I don't really care about these other cards. All right, so I guess I can, well, I mean, those cards aren't bad, but yeah, I'm just going to fetch. I'm going to attempt to go ahead and bomb their graveyard now. Maybe I could have waited. We ripped another land. That's good. Oh, I should have attacked. I didn't realize. Yeah, that was going to be my second draw. So, yeah, that was a mistake. I could have gotten an extra clue. It probably won't matter, but it might matter, and that would be embarrassing because I feel like I'm in an extremely dominant position. I'm guessing they play a second Oracle. Personal tutor again. Okay, Doomsday on top. That's good to know about. We can just Witherbloom. I think that's fine. Minus. Grab Witherbloom here. Okay, we don't have a Spell Pierce, but we do have a Force. I just need to Witherbloom their deck. Oh, wait, I get a mana. That's so good. Yeah, I forgot about this. I think I mentioned this in the deck. Sometimes this comes up. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, we can waste that. Let's go black, green, cast, and we are going to target player mills 3 cards and target a... yeah, and I'll do that too. So I'm just going to target them for both of these. We're going to mill away the Doomsday they revealed. And now we're going to return a Wasteland. We're going to waste them. Okay, they are putting a blue in the pool, and that's fine. At this point, yeah, I'm still not going to... Well, damn, I have to discard. I think I'm actually fine with discarding here, just in case. Like, check all possible contingencies. I think we could discard this backup Tamio. Okay, Dark Ritual. Is this going to be like a Barragoyf, or is this going to be a Doomsday? I will force Doomsday. All right. Yeah. They scooped. Yeah, maybe they didn't realize until that moment that I had like gotten rid of their only win con. They may have another win con though. It may have just not been of consequence at all. They just decided that I likely had too much interaction. So negations come in for sure. I think we take out all the Fatal Push. Thoughtseize is great. Spell Piercer is great. Harbinger is not great. They have lots of interaction. I'll just bring in a couple, or maybe I can bring in all 4 consigns. If they have, you know, like a creature pivot, it probably wouldn't even be susceptible to Fatal Push. A lot of times it's Murktide. So I think this is fine. This is one of those matchups where Carpet could come in, but yeah, I think this is okay. It's not spectacular, but it's not bad. Ice-Fang can hold back like an Atraxa or a Shieldred or a Murktide or a Barragoyf. So I do think we maybe want to try to get it Death Touchy. But yeah, I'm not going to throw back a hand like this. This has plenty of interaction. This is Thoughtseize, Duress. That is cool. Cool art on the Duress. I hadn't seen this before. That does not look like a pleasant position to find yourself in. The Voldurin torture pits are so expansive. The prisoners have a nasty tendency to be forgotten for years. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't matter how long you were forgotten. If it was more than 3 or 4 days, that's how long it takes to, run out of water, hydration. Okay, so we have 2 options. One is to just go ahead and waste them, and then next turn Thoughtseize. And I like that. They could have the card. I think they're settling in for a longer game if they're taking the Brainstorm here. Okay, they did have the edge. That's fine. So the thing is, I don't really want to cast Thoughtseize into a Daze. That would be a bummer. Maybe that was correct. Would be to just go ahead and Thoughtseize and then force them to Daze. They're fetching. They're Thoughtseizing us, and that's fine. They'll probably take our Thoughtseize. Yeah, I do think that it would have been correct to go ahead and just Thoughtseize there. Your opponent can't always have Daze, and even if they do, it's a 1-for-1. All right, and now they can be pretty confident that they have a clear path. But I am going to go ahead and keep the Spell Pierce up. Represent it. And this is precisely the situation where, having Spell Pierce and Ice-Fang Coatl instead of having Baleful Strix is really good because Ice-Fang can come in end step after the window for sorceries is over. I'm going to let this resolve. I'm fine with them going down a card. We could always rip a Witherbloom command, which would be ridiculously good. Second consign to memory is fine. I was just playing a Doomsday and have Daze Protection. Or, Pierce the Doomsday. It's fine. It's not my fight. I will get the basic force just to get Ice-Fang Coatl closer, just in case that matters. I have so many blue cards in my hand, though. That feels really wrong. Cavern. Wizard. Okay. That's not atypical at all. All right, let's go ahead and fetch here. I am going to keep, I'm going to get a blue. My sense is that they're getting pretty close to going for it. And I will go ahead and attempt to deploy this, and if they burn a daze on it or something, that's great for me. All right, we get deeper into our deck. We get a little bit of a clock. They cannot thoughtseize all of these cards. I think I do want to go ahead and play a Tomio. I think it'd be too cagey to not do so, too reticent, too cowardly. Another Brainstorm, that's fine. I don't think they saw the second consign. They know our hand is stacked with interaction, though. With stack interaction. Okay, more mana. So this does gradually invalidate my Spell Pierce. All right, we're going to go Surveil. That is a above average draw. We can flip Tommy. I should have gone ahead and not played the land before I attacked, just in case, because I might have found a waste. Not that it really matters. Force Negation is a great find. Ice-Fang's not unwelcome. Okay, they conceded. Yeah. I mean, we were doing our thing over here and advancing the game state. So, yeah, we're doing really well. These last two matches have been 2-0. Let's go to the finals. Final round, we're in our happy place versus Storm combo. Thoughtseize opener, Wasteland. Hopefully they don't turn one us. I'm keeping this, though. I'm keeping on the strength of the Spell Pierce. All right. Is that in Storm? Yeah, Undercity Sewers. Okay, so they're playing, this is from, literally 3 days ago. Cabal Ritual is, yeah, it's in here. It's very important that you, check your opponent's deck and, make sure that your assumptions are correct proceeding. For example, I don't see that card that they just put, Cabal Therapy, in here. So it makes me think they're on, a different deck, like a Mono Black Storm type deck. The fact that they bin that, though, does make me, I think I'm just going to play this out, and this way we can hold up Pierce, and if they struggle on land, then we can Wasteland them, but I don't want to find myself in a bad situation because I opened Wasteland. Brainstorm. They are probably looking for land. Yeah, and there's an argument that I could have pierced that, since they're probably looking for land, because they just played that into a daze, so I think that was bad on my part. I think I should have pierced there. Just use our mana where we can early on in the game. Oh, they're Brainstorm locked. Okay, that's very good for us. So I think I'm going to go ahead and play this out, and I'm going to go ahead and Thoughtseize them first. And if they are on some graveyard strategy, then we will have lots of interaction. They may force here. Okay, they're on Doomsday. Doomsday? This is a weird Doomsday build. So they do have the ability. I think we probably just take them off the ritual, and then we definitely want to. Let's see, 1, 2, and then they could Infernal Tutor, but they need the initial mana. I'm going to take the ritual, and I am going to go ahead and waste them. Next turn, I will Hedge Maze and waste them and Thoughtseize them again, probably. Yeah, I've never seen a deck like this. I've played a lot of Legacy. Yeah, like a Doomsday with that many LEDs. This is a crazy brew. All right, I think it's safer to go ahead and just play this out, and then we can have Thoughtseize first, and then we can also, and I'll take the cards here. They ripped a Ritual, which is definitely the take here. And then I'm trying to think if there's any reason to ponder here. I don't think they're, if they draw a land, they can Duracess. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and ponder. Brainstorm would be great because I do want to put back these two cards if I can. I think we shuffle these. I mean, we could Snapcaster. That's 2 turns away, though. I have to draw a bunch of mediocre cards first. No, I'm going to do this. All right, Brainstorm. That's what we wanted. Disciplined shuffle. Okay. So the moment they find mana, they can Duress us, and then they can potentially explode. Draw for turn is Bowmasters. I'm just going to Brainstorm, because if I can find a fetch, that'll be fantastic. Okay, we didn't find a fetch. Kind of stuff that's not good. I think what I'm going to do is just put these 2 Nihil Spellbombs back. I'm not convinced they're great here. I mean, they can be used to take them off of... Yeah, I'll put one in the yard and I'll draw one and I'll probably just play it so I can draw through it. Snapcaster is potentially good here. I could probably pierce the Duress just to maintain the mystery. Okay, they're still not drawing anything. That Wasteland was absolutely clutch. They should just have played an LED, I think. Okay, so I think I'm going to Witherbloom myself. Then I can get back a land. I think the Wasteland's fine here. I'll just play it out and I'll just go ahead and play the Spellbomb. Just in case like they put something on the stack that has they do have Cabal Ritual in their deck. So it's not necessarily totally bad having that up. So LED, I'm not going to interact with that. Okay. All right, so options. One, we could just Snapcaster and thoughtseize them again. I don't think they have anything too powerful in their hand, but yeah, I think it's fine. This gives us a clock and it gives us more interaction. It's worth noting that we are kind of opening ourselves up to like a mini storm out. Okay, there's the tendrils. They drew more. If we take the tendrils, they may not have another way to win. Yeah, I'm going to hope that that's the only tendrils in their deck. They may have another win con. Double Infernal Tutor. A lot of these decks do only have one tendrils. I'll just play this out. Gonna swing in. I can just pass and instep Bowmasters or nuke their graveyard or do a lot of different stuff. I guess I could have played out the Tomio there. I think that was totally fine. I'm just going to instep hit their graveyard. I definitely could have played out the Bowmasters here just to increase the clock. Okay, that is a good rip. Now we can play it out and increase our own clock. All right. Discard Infernal Tutor. Down to one of those. I'm going to go ahead and play this out and definitely keen to brainstorm some of this back. I think I am going to go ahead and play with the Tomio. I've got so much mana, like drawing 2 cards a turn, why not? This turn, I'm definitely going to go ahead and play the Bowmaster out and step. Okay, they got a land. We'll see what they do here. There's no reason to waste it. Okay, they just put a thoughtseize in the yard. Weenie Parade continues. No reason to shuffle. We could draw a brainstorm and put these dead cards back. Force of Will is a good reason to play out the land, just in case we need it. Go ahead and hit this now. They do have Edge of Autumn, which they're cycling, which is fine. I will hit them again. I'm glad I did this before combat. We can correct that clue in our opponent's end step, and we've got both Hardcast Force and Spell Pierce up. Feeling pretty good. They're dead on board. If they duress me, I'm just going to pierce it. And then they're going to correct their bobble, discarding their hand just so they can get more information maybe, and then I can just force it. They pay for it. It's just, I mean, like, clearly they just want the information. I'm going to deny them. I'll give them the information that I have a force in my hand. All right. I think they knew everything. Like, I don't think we brainstormed to change the composition. That was kind of like an exercise in silliness. Okay, so so far I haven't really minded not having days. That's one observation about this league. And we'll have to play more to get more conclusive as to whether, you can just play without days and still beat combo reliably. But so far it's felt pretty good. Harbinger potentially locks them out of black. Is that good enough? I don't think these Nihil Spellbombs are good. Fatal Push is almost certainly not good. I think everything else is fine. Yeah, I haven't seen any reason to bring in any of the other cards. Consign being able to stop Storm. It looks like they're just on like some sort of there's like Fetchland Tendrils Doomsday thing, like where you Doomsday and then you like draw a bunch of cards and build up a bunch of Storm. It's kind of gimmicky. I'm not sure why our opponent's playing it. Like it can't be correct to pursue both a Doomsday victory and a Tendrils victory. It's very sus. This is a Force of Will and Thoughtseize hand. You love to see it. They're mulling to 6. You also love to see that. Gosh, this is so close to a trophy. If we win this one, I'll be so sad that I just might miss my lethal attack there. Yeah, I'll keep this. I always make them, I say this every time, but like against Storm players, you never just like snap keep. I guess you could like convey confidence, but you'd want to do that if you didn't have a force to belie having, a mediocre hand. You would, when you have a great hand like this, you want to just, you don't want them to know that it's great. You want them to make you think you're vacillating on it. Okay, this is a Duress probably, or a Thoughtseize. Either one is fine. So I'll just go get an Underground Sea and I'll thoughtseize them back. They may take my thoughtseize instead of my force. Thoughtseize is a 1-for-1, whereas Force of Will is a 1-for-2. Witherbloom is quite good against Doomsday because like it can mess with their pile. They did take the thoughtseize, so we have to assume that they can win through a force. Another Witherbloom, it's fine. I'll surveil here if nothing else comes up. Get closer to being able to cast one of these Witherblooms. Definitely going to pitch the Borrower rather than the Snapcaster if we have to force something. Snapcaster on thoughtseize would be quite good. And Snapcaster itself is basically the only threat we need to win because they are unlikely to be able to interact with my creatures. Consider, okay, this is going to be wasted for sure. Put a Ponder in their yard with the presumption that I am going to waste, which I 100% will. Tamiyo is not what we're looking for. We're looking for another land or, I don't think we play Tamiyo. We don't really want to do anything during our turn if we can avoid it. All right. My instinct is just to waste and ponder. I mean, they could have the cycling thing again. I think it's fine. I'm going to do it. Okay, they didn't have the cycling thing. I am going to ponder here. So I want to find a land. These cards are fine, but we need a land. Another force. That's a great rip. Assuming they don't have Cabal Therapy, we're in pretty good position right now. All right. Our opponent did not have a land drop. Can we find a land? We can. So I think I am going to go ahead and just Witherbloom to get a Wasteland back. Advance our board state. With the Wasteland, we can snap back the Thoughtseize and then we can waste them the following turn. That's, of course, contingent on them not doing something that requires us to double force. And also, before I snap, I probably do want to find a blue card. Can I get a blue? I think we just hold up, snap. We'll just chill. We'll snap up. And then snap what can it do? It can consign. Probably won't matter. I like to get the waste out just in case they have a surveil land or something. Puts them on notice. I'm going to force this Doomsday. They may just have another one, but it's a 2-for-2. And I think they knew that I had the force there. So that fetch doesn't really do anything new. I think I just have to chill. I can go and Witherbloom again and get back into the land. I don't think that's spectacular, but it's not the worst. I could snap into Ponder, but I'd need to absolutely hit a land. Otherwise, I'd be in a dangerous place. Unfortunately, I don't have a Brainstorm. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. I want to get the clock going. Yeah, I have to Ponder here because as much as I'd like to Thoughtseize, I need to be able to find a blue card. All right, we found a great blue card. We found several blue cards. So I think Pierce is more important for holding. So we'll put the Ice-Fang on top and we can pitch cast it. We can pitch it to force. And between Snapcaster and Witherbloom doing damage, we may be able to kill them in 5 turns, which is not that long. Is it fine? All right, fantastic. Our opponent's not doing anything. I'm going to play out. I'm going to waste them, and then I'll just buy this land back. It's worth noting that like Witherbloom command gaining us life is not nothing because they do, try to like storm us out. I think it's fine to go ahead and play. I'll probably play an Ice-Fang this turn cycle. I don't really care about drawing cards. They're like 3 turns from death with the Ice-Fang out. And this is why it's so good. Just because you're like, okay, the coast is clear. Like we can play our Baleful Strix wannabe snake here. But in step, yeah, force negation. Just, man, this is a very one-sided game. Another Wasteland. I will play it out just to show them how dead they are. Discard MC the Warrens. That wouldn't have worked. They're 1 turn from death. I think it makes sense to go ahead and just ponder here. I feel like I'd be, like if I lose, it's like really embarrassing from this position. That is a blue card. We don't really need it. Yeah, I'll keep it. And then I can just fetch away. Just in case they have like something that like, if they were to like empty or something that I need to be able to clear it. It's fine. It's mana they're not going to be able to use. Pedal in the yard. Good games. All right. We 4-1'd. And again, I genuinely feel like we could have won that if I had been able to click attack fast enough. I'm embarrassed that I lost that game, but the deck felt great. Let's take a look. I mean, we beat the top deck. We beat Reanimator. That's pretty awesome. We beat some Storm decks. We beat some. We nearly beat Jeskai. Again, I'm gonna call that a win in my heart, but it's not a win. I'm not gonna put like 5-0 trophy on the thumbnail, but like that definitely felt like a win. Such a heartbreaker. But okay, so let's talk about the list. I didn't mind not having Murderous Cut in here. That was one of the cards that I cut to make room for another. Like I wanted to have a good mix of Spell Pierces and Thoughtseizes. You know, we could go down to one Spell Pierce, but I think Spell Pierce really plays into the power of having so many flash threats. Like these are flash, this is flash, these are flash. So 9 flash creatures. I mean, Spell Pierce was nice to be able to just hold up. Do we need a second carpet? I don't know. But I felt 19 lands. Like when you're playing 19 lands, if you get paired up against, there were some games, I think it was the Infect matchup where we had like almost no lands and they drew their one Wasteland and nearly killed us. But I don't think carpet is particularly strong in those matchups. So you could cut carpet and just play one carpet. This isn't that mana hungry of a deck, but like any deck with Tomio could in theory, use a lot of extra mana. You could put in like a Dismember, I think is perfectly reasonable because it's quite good against a lot of creature strategies. It kills Troll. It kills basically every creature that is not being reanimated or, show and telled into play. I think it's a pretty good card, and it also is really good against Moonstompy because it can kill Magus of the Moon, which usually isn't going to be a big deal. Like as long as we get a chance to at least fetch our island, then we have our 3 Hydroblasts and we have our. But I would definitely bring it in against Moonstompy, so I think that's a mark in its favor. So yeah, I would probably just make that one change. We never got to bring in Deed, which is fine. Deed is really good in very specific matchups. The other card that I've been playing with in the 2-color versions, like Blue-Black Control, is Turok, but I don't think you want to play him when you're also playing a basic forest in your deck. But going down to 3 Wastelands wasn't that big of a deal. I would rather play 3 Wastelands and not play a 20th land than to play 4 Wastelands. I just don't think Wasteland is that important to our strategy. Sometimes it's really good. Like it was pretty good in that matchup against Storm at the end where we were able to just keep regrowing our Wasteland and use it every turn if we wanted to, if they had a land. I still think Kaito is probably better as a sideboard card, but I mean, this was pretty good. Like I didn't really miss the Dazes, and it may just be because we weren't playing against matches where Daze was really amazing. But yeah, I had a blast. I hope you had a blast too. Till next time, be excellent to each other and party on.